Bem,
Yes.
what's your full name?
Bemnet Goitom.
Is that how you say it?
Bemnet Goitom. That's how you say it exactly.
Is it a common name?
It is in Ethiopia. And it's translated, the meaning of it is with belief.
With belief.
With belief.
With belief.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
Be is with, Mnet is belief.
Such a weird word. You know, I always say Amharic. You can never guess what a word means.
They say it's kind of hard, and we have our own alphabets. People say it's kind of hard to learn, but I feel like it's easy. I think you can learn it easily. There's a lot of foreigners like the Chinese and stuff. They've been and had this for like maybe a year, and they're really perfect in speaking Amharic.
Well, I think it's easy for you to say because you grew up there. But anyway, I want to talk to you about something else. What is your superpower?
My superpower, I don't really know. I didn't I haven't focused on it yet, but I feel like it is my instinct.
Uh-huh.
I always, for example, like today, I was shooting with Laura, my boss, my sister, and I lost my lens cap on the road, so I was panicking and I didn't know how to tell her. Then I was gonna see if I can come up with a solution because I have a Canon camera, and I was gonna take my Canon camera cap and replace it to this camera. But I thought about maybe the what was the other team?
Well,
Sep.
yeah, Seb.
Yeah. When we were coming back, I just thought about it. It was like maybe Sep will find it and give it to me, and that instinct actually worked. And so when I came back to the camp, Sep actually had the cap and gave it to me. So I feel like I tap into my instinct and I believe it. I start believing it now, and it happens more often.
So when you tap into your instinct,
Yeah.
usually that affects your future. But what about the past? You have an interesting way of tapping into the past based on conversations we've had.
Yes,
Unless it was the
yes.
Heineken talking.
No. The past. I'm a visual person. So when I remember image. So I always have that image in my head. So that's why I remember things. Even I'm gonna tell you something ridiculous. I remember a dream I had when I was like 6 years old, and the image was so vivid. I remember it. That's why I tap in the past and remember. Like, even I tell my mom sometimes. I tell her, I remember when my first consciousness like started. Like I remember like being like saying, "What is this?" You know, I'm saying, "Who am I? What's going on?"
What do you think that means? When sometimes you get a vision of the past.
You mean like deja vu?
Yeah,
Or
like when you think of something and you remember it,
yeah.
and you're here now. What do you think that means?
For me, it means I had to take that path to be here. So when I always see the past as a reference. So I go back to it and I say, it's probably when I did that because this happened to me right now. I feel like that's the question you're asking me.
I just whatever answer you give me, that'll be the correct
So
one.
that's the way I see it. And also referencing to your past actually, I believe is very important so you don't make the same mistakes again and again.
Cool stuff.